At 11:42 p.m., four friends walked into a crowded bar, laughing like nothing in the world could touch them. By sunrise, one of them would be dead, and the person responsible was already standing beside them. Tonight's story isn't about strangers, it's about friendship, and how betrayal doesn't always come from the shadows. Sometimes it sits across the table, smiling. This is a story about trust, about the moments we don't see coming, about how the people we know best can become the people we never really knew at all. Stay with me because the smallest moment in this story is the one that changed everything. October 14th, 2023. A Friday night in Portland, Oregon. 4 people, 1 bar, and a night that would end in questions no one wanted to ask. Was this an accident? A crime of passion? Or something planned long before that night? The police would spend weeks trying to piece together what happened. Witness statements conflicted. Security footage had gaps. Phone records raised more questions than answers. And then there were the lies. Small ones at first. The kind you tell yourself don't matter. But in a case like this, every detail matters. Everyone agreed on one thing. The night started normally. What no one agreed on was how it ended. By the time investigators finished their work, they'd uncovered a web of jealousy, resentment, and secrets that had been building for months. And at the center of it all was a friendship that looked perfect from the outside, but inside, it was already broken. Let me introduce you to the 4 people at the heart of this story. First, there's Maya Chen, 27 years old, software engineer, the kind of person who lights up a room without trying, quick-witted, generous, always the first to show up when someone needed help. She had this way of making everyone feel like they mattered. Maya was the glue, the one who organized game nights, remembered birthdays, checked in when you went quiet. And on October 14th, Maya would become the victim. Then there's Jordan Ellis, Maya's closest friend since college. They'd been roommates for 3 years, survived breakups together, shared passwords, inside jokes, entire histories. If you saw Maya, Jordan wasn't far behind. They had matching tattoos, a compass, north and south. So we always find our way back, Maya had said when they got them. Jordan was loyal, protective, sometimes too protective. Next, Ethan Park, the outsider. He joined their friend group 6 months earlier through a mutual acquaintance. Quiet, observant, a little awkward at parties. He worked in finance and always seemed slightly out of place in their creative, chaotic circle. Some people liked Ethan, others found him odd, hard to read. Maya gave him a chance when others didn't. She did that for people. And finally, Nicole Rodriguez, 30 years old, the responsible one, the calm in every storm. Nicole worked as a trauma nurse and had seen things that would break most people. She never lost her cool, never raised her voice, never made scenes. Nicole? She'd never hurt anyone, people would say later. And they believed it. These 4 weren't just friends, they were history. Years of shared memories, trust built layer by layer. But here's what most people didn't know. One unresolved issue had been following them for months. And on October 14th, it would finally surface. The bar was called The Lighthouse, downtown Portland. Exposed brick walls, Edison bulbs, craft cocktails with names like Foggy Pier and Midnight Current. It was packed that Friday night. Live music, a folk duo with acoustic guitars, the kind of atmosphere that feels safe, familiar. Maya arrived first, around 11:30. She'd come straight from work, still wearing her blazer over a band t-shirt. She grabbed a corner table, texted the group. Jordan showed up 10 minutes later with Nicole. They'd carpooled. Jordan ordered an IPA. Nicole got a gin and tonic, extra lime. Ethan arrived last, just before midnight. He apologized for being late, work thing, and ordered a whiskey neat. For the first hour, everything seemed normal. They talked about work drama, weekend plans, a hiking trip they were considering. Maya showed them photos from her sister's baby shower. Jordan made everyone laugh with a story about a disastrous Tinder date. Nicole barely touched her drink. She never drank much. Ethan was quieter than usual, but that wasn't unusual for Ethan. Around 12:30, Maya ordered a second round. Someone suggested they take a photo. Jordan pulled out their phone. 4 faces pressed together, smiling. The timestamp on that photo, 12:37 a.m. It would be the last picture of all 4 of them together. If you watched from across the room, nothing seemed wrong. But if you paid attention, really paid attention, there were cracks. The way Nicole kept checking her phone. How Jordan's smile didn't quite reach their eyes when Ethan spoke. The brief moment when Maya touched Ethan's hand across the table and Jordan looked away. Small things, easy to miss, unless you knew what you were looking for. This is where most people say the story turns, but they're wrong. The story turned 3 months earlier. We just didn't know it yet. At 1:15 a.m., something shifted. Witnesses would later describe it as tension, weird energy, like someone had said something off camera. What actually happened was this. Maya leaned over to Jordan and whispered something. Jordan's expression changed. Not angry, something else. Hurt, maybe, or betrayed. Jordan stood up abruptly. "I need air." They walked toward the back exit, past the restrooms, into the alley where smokers gathered. Maya followed 30 seconds later. Nicole stayed at the table with Ethan. Neither spoke. The silence between them was thick, uncomfortable. A bartender would later tell police that Nicole looked stressed during those minutes. She kept staring at the back hallway like she was waiting for something bad to happen. Ethan nursed his whiskey, checked his phone, looked anywhere but at Nicole. Outside, in the alley, Maya and Jordan had a conversation no one fully overheard. 2 people were smoking nearby. They remembered raised voices, not shouting, but intense. One of the smokers, a woman named Teresa, recalled fragments. "You promised." That was Jordan. "It's not like that." Maya's voice. "Then what is it like?" The conversation lasted maybe 4 minutes. Then Maya came back inside first, her jaw tight, eyes wet, but not crying. Jordan followed a minute later, face unreadable. Later, everyone would remember this moment differently. Some said Maya looked angry, others said scared. Jordan claimed they just needed to clear the air. Maya's sister would later testify that Maya had texted her that night, "I think I made a mistake." But she never said what the mistake was, and by morning, she'd be gone. At 1:47 a.m., Maya announced she needed to leave. "I have an early morning," she said. "I'll catch an Uber." Jordan offered to share a ride. Maya said no, "You stay, have fun." Nicole stood up. "I'll walk out with you. I'm tired too." They left together. The bar's front door closed behind them at 1:51 a.m. Security cameras captured them stepping onto the sidewalk, Maya pulling out her phone, presumably to request a ride. And then, nothing. There are 12 minutes no one can fully explain. The bar's security camera shows Maya and Nicole standing on the sidewalk for 3 minutes. They appear to be talking. Maya gestures with her hands. Nicole stands still, arms crossed. At 1:54, they walk out of frame. The next confirmed sighting isn't until 2:03 a.m., when a delivery driver sees someone matching Maya's description near the alley on the west side of the building, alone. The driver didn't think much of it at the time, just someone on their phone. But Maya's Uber app showed she never requested a ride after 1:49 a.m., and that request had been canceled by her at 1:52 a.m. Where did they go between 1:54 and 2:03? Why did Maya cancel her ride? And where was Nicole? Phone records show Maya received 2 texts during those missing minutes. One from Jordan, "Please call me." One from an unknown number, "Don't do this." Maya didn't respond to either. At 2:06 a.m., Jordan and Ethan left the bar together. Security footage shows them on the sidewalk, looking around as if searching for someone. Jordan called Maya. It rang 4 times, then went to voicemail. They called again, same thing. "She probably just went home," Ethan said. "She would have told me," Jordan replied. And those 12 minutes would become the most important part of the investigation, because somewhere in that window, everything changed. At 6:42 a.m., a jogger found Maya Chen unconscious in Waterfront Park, 3 blocks from the lighthouse. She was lying near a park bench, face up, her phone several feet away. Her jacket was missing. No visible blood, no signs of a struggle. The jogger called 911. Paramedics arrived within 6 minutes. They tried to revive her, but Maya was unresponsive. Her pupils were fixed and dilated. Her breathing was shallow, barely there. She was rushed to Portland General Hospital. At 7:18 a.m., Maya Chen was pronounced dead. The cause of death wouldn't be determined for days. There were no gunshot wounds, no stab marks, no blunt force trauma. But there was something in her system, something that shouldn't have been there. Jordan Ellis received the call at 8:03 a.m. They were still asleep. The phone rang 5 times before they answered. "Is this Jordan Ellis?" "Yeah, who?" "This is Officer Patricia Reyes with Portland PD. I'm calling about Maya Chen." Jordan said later that the world went silent in that moment. They knew. Before the officer said another word, they knew. "What happened?" "I'm sorry. Ms. Chen passed away this morning. We found her in Waterfront Park." No one screamed at first. They just stood there, trying to understand what they were seeing. Jordan called Nicole. No answer. Called Ethan. He picked up on the second ring. "Maya's dead." Ethan said nothing for 7 seconds. "What do you mean, dead?" "I mean dead, Ethan. Someone—" Jordan's voice broke. "Someone killed her." "How do you know someone—" "Because Maya doesn't just die." Within 2 hours, all 3 surviving friends were at the police station, giving statements. And that's when the inconsistencies began. Detective Marcus Liu led the investigation. 23 years on the force, 15 in homicide. He'd seen enough to know when people were lying. And someone was lying. The first interviews were straightforward. Jordan Ellis. "We went out like we always do. Maya seemed fine, happy even. She left around 2 a.m. I thought she went home." "Did you argue with her that night?" Jordan hesitated. "We had a conversation, not an argument." "About what?" "Personal stuff. Nothing that would—" Jordan's voice cracked. "Nothing that would lead to this." Ethan Park was calm, almost clinical in his responses. "I barely knew Maya compared to the others. I liked her. She was kind to me. I can't imagine who would want to hurt her." "What time did you leave the bar?" "Around 2:06. Jordan and I left together. We couldn't find Maya, so we assumed she'd gotten a ride." "Did you try to contact her?" "Jordan did. She didn't answer." "And you?" "No, I didn't think it was my place." Nicole Rodriguez came in last. She was still in her scrubs from an overnight shift. Detective Liu noted that she seemed composed, too composed for someone who'd just lost a friend. "Walk me through the night." Nicole recounted everything methodically. The drinks, the conversations, Maya's decision to leave. "I walked out with her. We talked for a few minutes. Then her ride arrived and she left." "What did you talk about?" "Just checking in. She seemed upset after talking with Jordan. I wanted to make sure she was okay." "And was she?" Nicole looked directly at the detective. "She said she was fine." "What time did she leave?" "Maybe 1:55. I went back inside right after." Except the security footage told a different story. Nicole didn't return to the bar until 2:11 a.m. 16 minutes unaccounted for. When Detective Liu pointed this out, Nicole's expression didn't change. I must have lost track of time. I walked around the block to clear my head. Alone? Yes. Did anyone see you? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Grief makes people forget. Guilt makes them remember too much. Detective Liu had a saying, "In every investigation, someone knows more than they're saying. Your job is to figure out who and why." In this case, everyone knew more than they were saying. The question was, who knew everything? The toxicology report came back on day 5. Maya Chen had died from an overdose of temazepam, a powerful sedative combined with alcohol. The concentration in her system was 10 times the therapeutic dose. It wasn't an accident. Someone had given her enough to kill her. Detective Liu pulled phone records, bank statements, social media messages. He interviewed everyone who'd been at the lighthouse that night. And slowly, a picture began to form. 3 months before Maya died, she'd started dating someone new. She'd been private about it, unusual for Maya, who normally shared everything. Jordan had asked about it. "Who is he?" "It's new. I don't want to jinx it." But it wasn't a he. It was Ethan Park. Maya and Ethan had been secretly seeing each other since July. They'd kept it hidden because Maya knew how Jordan would react. Jordan, who'd introduced Ethan to the group. Jordan, who had feelings for Maya that went beyond friendship. Jordan, who'd been Maya's North Star, until Maya chose a different direction. On the night of October 14th, Maya had planned to tell Jordan the truth. That's what the conversation in the alley was about. "You promised," Jordan had said, meaning you promised you'd never choose someone else, not like this. "It's not like that," Maya had replied. But it was exactly like that. Here's where the story turns, because Jordan wasn't the one who killed Maya. Nicole was. Detective Liu discovered it by accident, a pharmacy record from 8 months earlier. Nicole Rodriguez had filled a prescription for temazepam for her mother, who'd been struggling with insomnia. Her mother had died 4 months before Maya, but Nicole still had the pills. When investigators searched Nicole's apartment, they found the bottle, hidden in a makeup bag, half empty. And they found something else, a journal. Inside, page after page of entries about Maya, about how Maya was reckless, selfish, how she used people and threw them away, how she'd hurt Jordan too many times, how someone needed to protect Jordan from her. The final entry, dated October 13th, 1 day before Maya died. "Tomorrow, I'm going to fix this. Jordan will understand eventually. They'll be hurt at first, but they'll see I did this for them. Maya is poison, and poison needs to be removed." It wasn't rage. It wasn't an accident. It was a decision. Nicole had watched Jordan suffer for years, watching Maya from afar, never acting on their feelings. And when Maya finally chose someone, when she chose Ethan, Nicole saw it as the ultimate betrayal. Not of Jordan's romantic feelings, but of their friendship. In Nicole's mind, she was protecting Jordan, saving them from more pain. On the night of October 14th, Nicole had slipped temazepam into Maya's second drink while she was in the restroom. Not enough to kill her immediately, just enough to make her drowsy, confused. When Maya decided to leave, Nicole volunteered to walk her out. During those missing 12 minutes, Nicole convinced Maya to sit down just for a minute near a quiet spot near the park. Maya, already feeling the effects of the sedative, complied, and Nicole gave her more pills, crushed into powder, mixed with water from a bottle Nicole had brought. "You don't look good. Drink this. It'll help." Maya trusted her, and that trust killed her.
Nicole Rodriguez was arrested on October 23rd, 9 days after Maya Chen's death. She didn't resist, didn't cry, didn't ask for a lawyer. She just looked at Detective Liu and said, "Does Jordan know?" In her confession, Nicole showed no remorse. Maya was going to destroy Jordan. I couldn't let that happen. Jordan is good, pure. Maya was chaos. She brought chaos everywhere she went. Jordan loved Maya, Detective Liu said. Jordan loved the idea of Maya, but Maya didn't love anyone except herself. So you killed her. I protected my friend. Jordan Ellis sat in the interview room when they were told. Detective Liu had insisted on being the one to deliver the news. Nicole Rodriguez has confessed to killing Maya Chen. Jordan stared at him. Nicole? Yes. That's not possible. Nicole wouldn't. She did it for you. That's what she said. She believed she was protecting you. Jordan broke then. Not crying, something worse than crying. A sound that came from somewhere deep, primal. I never asked her to do that. Maya was my best friend. I loved her. Jordan couldn't finish. Ethan Park was informed separately. He took it differently, quietly, internally. I should have seen it. The way Nicole looked at Jordan, the way she watched Maya. I thought she was just protective. I didn't think. No one thinks their friend is capable of murder, Detective Liu said. But that's the thing, isn't it? Ethan looked up, eyes red. She was capable. We just didn't want to believe it. Nicole Rodriguez was charged with first-degree murder. Her trial lasted 4 weeks. The defense argued diminished capacity, obsessive protective disorder, delusion. The jury didn't buy it. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. At sentencing, Jordan Ellis gave a victim impact statement. Nicole, you took away the person I loved most in this world. You did it believing you were helping me, but you weren't. You destroyed me. You destroyed all of us. And the worst part? You still don't understand what you've done. Nicole, for the first time, cried. But not for Maya. For Jordan, the person they trusted most, knew exactly what they were doing, and did it anyway.
Every crime scene tells 2 stories: what happened and what could have been prevented. Could Maya have seen this coming? Could Jordan? Could any of them? The answer is complicated, because Nicole Rodriguez wasn't a monster. She was a nurse who saved lives, a friend who showed up, someone who, by all accounts, was kind, reliable, steady. But beneath that surface was something darker, an obsession that masqueraded as loyalty, a possessiveness that pretended to be love. Maya Chen was 27 years old when she died. She never got to finish the hiking trip she'd planned, never saw her niece grow up, never got the chance to see where her relationship with Ethan might have gone. Jordan Ellis lost 2 people that night, Maya to death, Nicole to truth. Ethan Park carries guilt he'll never shake, wondering if he'd been more open about his relationship with Maya, whether things might have been different. This night didn't end friendships. It revealed the truth about them, that trust is fragile, that love can twist into something unrecognizable, that the person sitting next to you, smiling, might be hiding things you'll never see until it's too late. If you've ever trusted someone without question, this story stays with you, because it reminds us that betrayal doesn't announce itself. It sits across the table. It walks you out of the bar. It says, "I'm doing this for you." And by the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late.